Coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
The latest on the car that flipped over on York Hill last night.
And also, QU students hit the campaign trail for the New Hampshire primary, taking on no other than Donald Trump.
And an update on the Chartwells focus group and whether or not any potential changes are in the works.
All that and more coming up on this evening's Q30 Newscast.
Live from the Ed McMahon Center, this is the Q30 News Nightcast.
Good evening and welcome to this week's Q30 Newscast. I'm Blanchard.
And I'm Sami Moore.
We start tonight with the latest on a car that flipped over on the York Hill campus last night.
The driver of that car reportedly struck the curb just past the guard booth, causing the vehicle to go airborne before landing on its roof.
Now, fire and police were quick to respond alongside public safety. The entrance shut down for a couple hours. Now take a look at the moment a tow truck arrived on scene to turn over that car.
The driver was not injured, and there's still no word on what exactly caused that crash. And Chartwells released a survey that allowed students to talk about their feelings on their cafeteria food. Q30's Courtney Cortright explains how students felt about the survey and when they can expect results.
The race to the White House is heating up. Some political science students took to New Hampshire for the primary this week. They worked for campaigns of their choice, and some even attended a Donald Trump rally. One student says it was both an unsettling and eye-opening experience.
It made me realize that these people are human. You know, we forget that these candidates are actually people. They eat, they breathe, they sleep, they have wives, they have kids. And while we may disagree, it's important to remember that we all want the same thing, and that's America to be better. The president of Mexico said that he didn't want to pay for the wall, so Trump decided to ask the crowd, who's going to pay for the wall? And then 10,000 plus people yelled, Mexico, and he said, what? And they said, Mexico, even louder. And it was just this aura of racism and hatred.
Major waves in the race for the White House this week following the New Hampshire primaries. A devastating loss on the Democratic side and a major shakeup in the still overcrowded Republican field.
Joel Vanner joins us with the latest 2016 developments. Quite the week, huh, Joel?
Yes, Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders claimed the #1 spots in their political parties on Tuesday night in the New Hampshire primaries. For the Democrats, Sanders left Hillary Clinton pretty much in the dust, claiming 15 of the 24 delegates. Perhaps the most shocking statistic, Sanders got about 85% of the vote from people under 30 years old, the highest ever in American history. John Kasich, who has had little camera coverage compared to other candidates, came in second place, trailing Trump by 6 points. Ted Cruz, who earned the highest number of votes for the Republican Party in the Iowa caucus last week, tied for third, with Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio with 3 delegates each. Former Hewlett-Packard Technologies executive Carly Fiorina and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie have since suspended their candidacy. Sanders, in his speech Tuesday night after the results were released, promised his supporters he would provide nothing short of a, quote, political revolution. We'll see how his plan for a political revolution fares him at the Democratic caucus in Nevada on Saturday, the 20th. The Republican Party will have a separate caucus in Nevada on Tuesday, the 23rd. Zach, Sami, back to you.
Thanks, Joel. Now back here on campus, some changes are coming to the registrar system. That means plans are in the works to do away with the outdated Web Advisor portal to register for classes and manage student information. A more user-friendly program will take its place, powered by the Ellucian Company. Faculty and staff have reportedly been trained on the software over the past 4 months. The registrar's office hopes to roll out the new system at least 6 weeks before registration starts, so students have time to attend tutorials and play around with the new site. Still to come on this Thursday's Q30 Newscast, how organizations on campus are getting us in the Valentine's Day spirit.
And the governor declared a state holiday for a Quinnipiac institution. We've got all the details when we come right back.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Trisha Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
Oh, well, 7 of me then.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back. And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
TBH.
I feel like it sounds like...
Those are 2 different cameras.
Welcome back. Maybe next semester, but QU students are already preparing. Beverly Wakiaga went to the kickoff event to find out more.
The Relay for Life kickoff event took place on Wednesday night in the Piazza. Catherine Pereira, the event chair, explained why the kickoff event is important.
The big promotion of all the events we have for the upcoming semester, and it's just a way for Quinnipiac to become more aware of everything that's coming up.
During the event, students who had been affected by cancer shared their speeches. Lindsay Fruhoff, the Survivorship E-Board member, shared her role in the kickoff event.
We had Chris O'Mara and Lynn O'Reilly speak, who's also on our e-board, and I think it went really well because my whole goal is just to remind people why they relay, and I think they did a great job of that.
Students paid $10 to register their teams to participate in the relay. Sophomore Erin Kane explained to us why she relays.
Lynn is a survivor, and a lot of my relatives have survived breast cancer, so I relay for them. They're really important to me.
Students also had pizza and wrote on whiteboards why it was that they relayed. The Relay for Life event will be held next semester on September 10th.
And organizations on campus are getting into the Valentine's Day spirit by hosting fundraisers. Phi Sigma Sigma sorority is selling chocolates and candy goodie bags wrapped with Valentine's Day jokes. All proceeds from the sales will go towards the Phi Sigma Sigma Foundation. The Q30 management team is selling roses, and Sigma Gamma Rho sorority is selling Valentine's Day goodie bags to benefit their organizations.
And for those who don't know, that little white house on the corner of New Road and Mount Carmel is home to the Albert Schweitzer Institute. Q30's Joel Vanner has the story and celebration of the man behind the name.
Big things are happening at the Albert Schweitzer Institute, located on the corner of Mount Carmel Avenue and New Road, right across from Quinnipiac University's Mount Carmel campus. I had the chance to speak with David Ives, Executive Director of the Institute, about the Institute and the recent recognition it received from the governor.
My job is to promote the values and ideas of the 1952 Nobel Peace Prize laureate on a worldwide basis, and with a special emphasis on health, promoting humanitarian values and peace.
The Institute has programs in Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Barbados. 3,000 students a year can now attend school thanks to the efforts of the institution, and people can walk because of inventions that Quinnipiac OT and PT students made.
One of our most distinguished alums is a girl named Gianna Gleason, and she got an internship in the governor's office. She had been a leader on our Nicaragua trips.
Connecticut Governor Daniel P. Malloy issued a proclamation late last week, making February 13th Albert Schweitzer Day in the state of Connecticut.
And we need to get support for people in the state of Connecticut. We want people from many different parts of the world to attend our programs. I would like to have an international presence so that when people walk in to some of the meetings at the United Nations and they hear Quinnipiac University, they know that we're a leader in international kinds of things.
Not only is Ives Institute making strides, but Ives is as well.
I just found out a couple days ago that I have been nominated to be a Nobel Peace Prize laureate.
Reporting for Q30 News, I'm Joel Vanner.
A New Haven teacher has been arrested in a major drug bust in Hamden.
For that and more local news, we turn to Anna Sackle. Anna?
A New Haven public school teacher was arrested Wednesday night for inappropriate behavior with a student. Curvana Jones, a teacher at the Engineering and Science University Magnet School, had been under investigation for the past week. Jones was immediately put on administrative leave after the school caught wind of allegations of unprofessional conduct. Jones is currently being held on a $75,000 bail and was set to face a judge earlier today. A 32-year-old Hamden resident was arrested on Wednesday after police conducted a search and seize. Hamden police found over 20 grams of marijuana in the house of Winsif Greer. Greer is charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, sale of a controlled substance, and intent to sell. He is being held on a $50,000 bond and is scheduled to appear in court on February 24th. And the Cheshire Community Pool has opened its doors once again after being closed for almost 2 years. The pool originally closed in 2011 after a snowstorm caused significant damage to the roof. They reopened and then had to close again in February of 2013 after the bubble roof completely collapsed. The new roof now has a stronger roof, which they call a permanent membrane, that is said to be able to hold more than 50 feet of snow. And police are looking for 2 men who robbed a Subway restaurant at gunpoint on Tuesday. The 2 gunmen fled with an undisclosed amount of money from the restaurant on Dixwell Avenue. They took money from the cash register and robbed a female customer and held her at gunpoint. The 2 suspects are described as young black men wearing hooded sweatshirts and masks. If you have any information about the attack, please contact the Hamden Police Department. That's it for your local news. I'm Anna Sackle. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Anna. Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, a wrap-up of Super Bowl commercials and how students aren't letting the extreme winter weather stop them from going out.
It's been quite a cold one out there tonight, Zach, and it's supposed to be even worse this weekend. We'll find out later on what's going up with Alexa Farrell finding out.
We'll be right back.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Qcash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Tricia Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. to start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good Lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
Oh, well, 7 of me then.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back. And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time. Welcome back. An Inception star has been diagnosed with cancer and Mardi Gras has come to a close.
Michael Brennan is here with all the latest in pop news.
Thanks, guys. I'm here to bring you this week's entertainment report.
Really? You're eating Doritos? He's eating Doritos.
As we all know, every company wants to have the best remembered Super Bowl commercial. While everyone was excited for Coldplay and Bruno Mars and Beyoncé's performance at the halftime show, one commercial became infamous seconds after it aired.
Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey
Mountain
Baby.
Dew Kickstart's Puppy Monkey Baby commercial has been making the rounds online because social media users are calling it both a wild misfire and super creepy. Celebrities such as Patton Oswalt are calling the commercial out, saying it was disgusting. However, the campaign seems to have been effective as it has over 7 million views on YouTube. And veteran actor Ken Watanabe has been diagnosed with stomach cancer. He was due to appear in The King and I on Broadway, but his publicist announced that he is going to undergo treatment and recovery in his native Japan. Watanabe is best known for his performances in Godzilla, Inception, and The Last Samurai, where he was nominated for an Academy Award. It is unknown what stage of cancer he's in, and we all wish him a speedy recovery. And lastly, New Orleans celebrated Mardi Gras on Tuesday. While the Carnival itself has been happening for weeks, Fat Tuesday, which fell on February 9th this year, is considered the official day of celebration. This is traditionally the day before Ash Wednesday. The event is famous for its parade, where people on floats throw beads at the crowd. Partygoers also dress in elaborate costumes and colorful masks. Stay up to date with all entertainment news by following the Q30 Entertainment Department on Twitter. I'm Michael Brennan. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Michael. Now it's time for some sports. Both men and women's basketball are on a hot streak, and the women's hockey team is making national headlines for their winning streak.
We send it over to John Franklin for an all-new Bobcat Sports segment. John?
Thanks, guys. The basketball and hockey teams have been rolling here in Hampton. From the women's hockey team's 21-game unbeaten streak to Tom Moore's men's basketball team getting back to its winning ways. The winter sports have created an exciting atmosphere around campus. And with that, I'm introducing a new segment I like to call Franklin's 4. It's when I talk about each of the 4 winter sports teams and talk about why they're doing so well, or maybe not so well. So here it is, folks, the first ever Franklin 4. Number 1, oh my gosh, look at all these frosh. Trisha Fabry's team started the season off slow, but it found a 10-game win streak, and that's in due part to the freshman talent. Aaron McClure and Paula Stromae have been catalysts for this team. McClure is the highest recruit in Quinnipiac women's basketball history and has shown why putting up 18 points on Niagara last week. Stromae had her first career double-double. The two are going to be forces to be reckoned with the rest of the season and the rest of their careers. Point 2, where's the defense? The men's ice hockey team had two games this weekend against Cornell and Colgate. After a 2-2 tie against Cornell and a 6-3 win against Colgate, the team's defense is taking it from the team. Cody Baker nominated Michael Gardner has been left out to dry several times by his defense, but the team is still number 1 both in the USCHO and pairwise polls. So come tournament time, it'll be intriguing to see how this team responds to the critics. Third point, James Ford, wherefore art thou, James Ford? The senior captain has started every game for the Bobcats, but hasn't been performing up to snuff. Averaging just over 6 points per game and having 34 turnovers on the year, it'll be interesting to see if he can turn it around and to see if the basketball team can bust a few brackets come time for the conference tournament. And the final point of the Franklin 4, Sydney Rossman giving the Bobcats a chance at a title. Sydney Rossman is having a career year between the pipes for the Bobcats. The team recently went on a 21-game unbeaten streak. That would have been nothing if not for the play of Rossman. With a career high in shutouts and being 4th in the nation in wins, she is giving the Bobcats the best chance at some hardware this season. Guys, sports are looking bright in Hampden. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks. Thanks, John. We'll be right back after this.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Patricia Fabi is one of the best coaches ever.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. Start with this foul play.
But she's strong. Good look. I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me.
Oh, well, 7 of me then.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back. And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
The old saying goes, if you don't like the weather in New England, wait a little. It'll change.
But from 60 degrees last week to negative temperatures this upcoming weekend, there's definitely lots of weather changes going on. Q30's Alexa Farrell has the story.
Now, it's been quite the cold one out there today, Sami, huh?
Definitely has been, Zach. We're going to go over to Aya on the weather deck to find out more about the full weather forecast. Aya?
Thanks, guys. I'm Aya Galal here with your full weather forecast for the week. If we take a look at the current national temperatures, we see there's an Arctic blast coming in that's causing a lot of really cold temperatures. So you're definitely going to want to bundle up on your way to class. In New York, 25 degrees. In Boston, 25 degrees. Buffalo, 14 degrees. And now, if we take a look to our current temperatures for today, you probably noticed it was very windy today. Some very cold temperatures. And you have to be careful because car batteries might be dying. You don't want pipes to freeze, so students are going to have to be careful whether you live on campus or do not. For Valentine's Day weekend, we do have a very cold forecast ahead of us. You are going to want to bundle up if you are going out. Definitely going to want to put on a scarf, some gloves. The low temperatures are going to be in the negatives, so please be careful. There is no snow predicted for the weekend, but you're still going to want to bundle up. Like I said, we have an Arctic blast coming in. Over the weekend, there's going to be a negative 30-degree wind chill, so you are going to want to make sure that you're prepared for that. And then if we look into next week, we are going to see that temperatures are going to start warming up. There might be a little bit of rain on Tuesday, but then on Wednesday, temperatures will be back in the 40s. That's it for your weather forecast. I'm Aya Galal. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Aya. That will do it for this edition of the Q30 Newscast.
Remember, you can stay up to date with all your QU news by following us on Twitter at Q30 News.
Have a great night.